Hello there everybody and welcome back to Magna Carta 2. In the last video we came to the city of Belfort. And before continuing on and looking around for Zephy, we're going to do the couple of side quests that are available in the city. First person we're going to talk to is the woman standing near the gate. And she's going to tell us that the doom seeds actually change the temperature as well, which is sort of interesting. It makes everything a little bit colder, so we're going to need to go and hunt some Wereboars and Ground Beasts in order to gather 3 hides for the woman. We definitely don't want people to go cold and freeze, so we're going to have to deal with that. In the northern part of the city, there is a little girl walking around and we can speak to her. And you gotta feel sorry for this little one. Her parents are gone and now she is starving and isn't able to get food for herself. We're going to steal some combat rations from the northern forces the next time that we run into them. We can speak to the southern forces soldier here, who is going to tell us a little bit about the monsters in the area. He's concerned about monsters being around the city limits and is going to ask us to kill 10 monsters just to kind of thin the numbers a little bit. Those are our 3 optional side quests. And our 4th one that we're going to be picking up is a story mission for cooks. Now this is the guy that Rue had asked us to come and speak to. He's somewhat of an informant for the southern forces. Someone that Rue knows. She was hoping we could get a little bit of information from him about where Zephy might be or how the southern forces are doing. And he's going to tell us what he knows. He sent in a scout to go and look at northern forces activity, but unfortunately the guy hasn't shown up. So it's going to be our job to go and hunt northern forces soldiers until they drop a cube. From there, we're going to read the cube and find out if there's any sort of information about the missing scout on it. So with those 4 quests, you now have 2 options. You can go south and go into Starlight Field. You can gather the hides for the woman and work on killing some of the monsters. Or you can head into northern Belfort and continue on with the main story. So I'm going to go back to Starlight Field, just because I think taking care of the more optional side missions is a bit of a better idea than going ahead and moving ahead with the story first thing. So Starlight Field is crawling with wereboars and beasts, and so collecting 3 hides shouldn't be too difficult of a task for us. The drops are going to be somewhat random, so unfortunately we are going to have to fight quite a few creatures until they drop 3 hides. But while you work on that, every monster you kill will count towards the 10 monster total for the other guy who had asked us to go monster hunting, so we are going to be sort of killing 2 birds with 1 stone out here. And hopefully we won't have to go back inside the city and zone in and out to get more creatures to spawn. I think that with the amount of creatures out here, we should be able to complete this objective without having to do a lot of work. And Starlight Field is pretty big, so there are going to be lots of monsters tucked here and there for us to defeat. I also chose to do these objectives first because the northern part of the city is a little bit hairier than Starlight Field. There's going to be some new monsters that are a lot tougher than what we've been seeing. Some new monsters as well. And we're also going to have to continue dealing with seedfall once we get there. So there's going to be a couple of things working to our disadvantage once we get moving again with the main story and move on to the northern part of the city. So I figured that coming out here and dealing with this first would allow us to get a little bit of money to buy some better equipment, and it's going to allow us to get some more experience as well. There's our second hide, and we are almost at the point of hunting 10 monsters as well, so this is good news. I'm almost level 50, which is crazy. I think I'm at a pretty good point to be able to move on without a lot of difficulty. You either love grinding or you don't. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it, but it's not so bad in this game. I like that they give you a lot of opportunity to do some optional grinding if you wish, but then there's also a lot of opportunity to do grinding while you're completing side missions, which makes it feel a little less like grinding. It just kind of makes it feel like you have an objective. So there we are. That is our last group of creatures that we have to fight. We were able to pick up our 3 hides and kill our 10 monsters. So we should now return to the city with the good news. I'm not going to bother fighting anything else out here, although you can do so if you feel so inclined. And hopefully we'll be able to get some good rewards for this. We should be able to spend a little bit of our money as well. Okay, so let's start by turning in the hides to the woman. And she's going to use her amazing sewing abilities to sew the hides together for the people. So she's doing her part to keep everybody sustained, which is nice to see. In the face of danger, everybody sort of tries their best to work together to make it better for everybody. And finally, let's turn our quest into the soldier here. And for our efforts, we're going to get a 3-leaf clover Kamond, a confusion defense Kamond, and 2,500 experience. So we got some pretty good rewards from finishing up just those 2 quests alone. And we have now picked up all of the quests in the city. We've taken care of the 2 easier ones, and now all there really is left to do is to head to the northern part of the city and work on those side missions while also keeping an eye out for Zephy. So let's take a look at the weapon shop here and see what they have. They've got a new 2-handed sword for judo, a new hammer as well as a new axe for Argo. They have a new fireball and a new knuckle for Crocell. There's a weapon of each type for Celestine, a new shuriken for Rue, and that's all for weapons, but there are also a couple of different accessories available. There's a new pauldron for Judo, a new gauntlet for Argo, and there's a new backpack for Rue. So I didn't have enough money to buy the accessories, but I certainly will once I get a little bit more cash. At the common shop, they are now stocking level 3 commons. So if you want to buy a few of these to help with your command board, then feel free to do so. She also has level 2 commons, but unfortunately doesn't have any of the special commons or any of the status effect commons. But that's okay, because at this point we have collected a lot of those throughout our side questing, and we should have a lot of those if you need them. The item shop here doesn't really have anything new. I think honey water is a new item that will cure exhaustion, but as you can see, I've spent a little bit of money off screen when I did my grinding, and I stocked up a little bit on items. I'm going to try and purchase some more when I get some extra spending money. The second part of the game I find makes use of items more so than the first part of the game, so I like to have a couple of those kicking around. Finally, we have the accessories shop, and I don't really see anything that's really new at this place. A lot of these things you can get at the store in Aubazette. But there are a couple of nice ones that will help with status effects if you are worried about that and you weren't able to get a specific Kamond. We have accessories here that will help you be immune to sleep, poison, exhaustion, stun, paralysis, vertigo, frostnip, and fever. And besides that, there's just a couple of the other stat accessories that may or may not help you. Before moving on to Northern Belfort with all of your new equipment, make sure you have it all equipped and you've done the Kamond board for them. If you bought any new accessories, you can feel free to equip those. We also got a new weapon for Judo and a new weapon for Rue as well after we had finished fighting those Southern Forces soldiers on our way towards Ruhalt Basin. So if you weren't able to afford weapons, you do have a couple of new ones for your characters. So we're going to start at the Belfort ruins, and as you can see, there are doom seeds falling in the area.
I had no idea it was this bad. The city is a ghost town.
Everyone left to get away from the seedfall, didn't they? There used to be a lot of humans here too, didn't there?
This explains the increase of refugees in Abazet.
As you know, limitations are placed on invoking wizardry during seedfall. Crocell and Celestine, move to the rear. Juto and Argo, please move forward and take the lead.
Sure, leave it to us.
So Rue had mentioned a little bit earlier that seedfall in the northern part of the city is especially heavy. And because we're heading into that area, we're going to have to deal with seedfall for quite an extensive period of time. So she's just reinforcing the fact that it's important to have Judo and Argo out because they don't use Elemental Con, they use Skill Con. And you may want to consider which of your wizards you'd like to use, whether you want to use Rue, Celestine, or Crocell. Me personally, I'm just going to stick with Judo, Argo, and Rue. I'm going to be controlling Rue and sort of just letting Judo and Argo do their own thing. And we are just going to continue on. It's a really spooky place. It's very hard to imagine that it was a city, just because, as Crocell said, it's a ghost town. There is literally nothing going on here. And it's a shame because it's grand, it's beautiful, it has like a rustic sort of feel, but there's just nothing for anybody here. So we're gonna start fighting enemies, doing the best that we can with the seedfall going on. And as you can see there, we got a lot of experience for fighting that enemy, and that's going to be sort of a trend. There are a lot of enemies in the area that provide very, very good experience. So it's a nice place to grind. It's nice to kind of fight a couple of monsters first, test the waters before moving on, just to make sure that you're well prepared and whatnot. Okay, so we've passed the first part of the Belfort ruins.
This place hasn't changed at all.
Now that you mention it, you come from Belfort, don't you?
Wait a minute. You were born here?
My house used to be right around here. There's nothing left but rubble now, though.
Crocell? Where is your family?
My whole family died here but me. Every one of them. When it happened, it was Princess Rizafilda who saved my life.
So that's...
She was also the impetus for me joining the Southern Forces. I guess it's my way of repaying her. That's all ancient history now.
I'm sorry.
For what?
The old me probably played some part in it.
Shuenzite is the one who should do the apologizing, don't you think? He's the man behind everything. Let's get a move on. Are we saving the princess or what?
Ah, poor Crocell. Everybody's been affected by this damn war. Before I move on any further, I'm just gonna make a quick save at the pillar, and in the next video we will continue onwards, fighting more monsters and hopefully inching our way closer and closer to finding the princess. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will be seeing you next time.